Hello children, today we're going in a class 10 maths, we're going to see the new chapter real numbers. In real numbers, the first topic what you're going to see is Euclid's division lemma. So what is Euclid's division lemma? So when there is a two given positive integer, so let two given positive integer be A and B. So A equal to BQ plus R. Here A is nothing but dividend and B is divisor. Q is quotient and R is remainder. So when you are dividing, for example, like when you are dividing any number, this would be the dividend and this is the divisor and this is the quotient and the what we are getting is the remainder. So this is like a very easy concept what we have done in our lower grade. For example, you are taking some number, just randomly you can take the number. So for example, if I'm taking the number 17 and this 17 I'm going to divide it by 2. So what I will do, 2 8s are 16 and the remainder. So basically we will multiply 2 into 8 plus 1 equal to 17. So this 2 is nothing but divisor. This 8 is quotient and this is remainder and this one is dividend. So when we are dividing some number, what we are the simple division method what we have done in our lower grades. So the same thing is nothing but Euclid's division lemma. So now we will work on one example of Euclid's division lemma. So now the first example, one example, like a number when divided by 73 gives 34 as quotient and 23 as remainder. Find the number. So the number when divided, so the divided by 73. So divisor is 73 and quotient is 34 and remainder is 23. No. So how we will find the number? So we have a formula A equal to BQ plus R. So now here divisor is nothing but B, quotient is Q and the remainder is 23. So A equal to, that is dividend, is divisor. What the divisor they have given, 73 into quotient plus remainder. So now 73 into 34 will get 2482 plus 23 will give you 259. So here dividend, that is the number is 2505. So this is the Euclid's division lemma. Now we'll go for the other one more topic. So Euclid's division algorithm. Euclid's division algorithm. So what is this Euclid's division algorithm? Again, this follows the same thing. A equal to BQ plus R, that is Euclid's division algorithm. But when the remainder is not equal to 0, when the remainder is not equal to 0, we'll continue with the certain process till we'll get the remainder 0. So let us see one example here. Use Euclid's division algorithm to find the HCF of 272 and 1032. So by using the Euclid's division algorithm, we're going to find HCF of. So HCF of is nothing but highest common factor, right? So now I'm going to divide this 1032 when we are going to divide it by 272. So for 3 times you will get 816. So 1032 minus 816, you will get 216. So now this 272 should come in the place of dividend. Now, so 216, one time is 216. Now again we're going to subtract it. So 272 will get 56 as the remainder, and again this 216 will go for the dividend place. Again 56, 3 times it's 168. Again the remainder is 48. Now this 56 will go in the place of dividend. So 48 ones are 48. So the balance would be 8. Again this 48 will go in a place of dividend. So 8 6 are 48. So we have to continue the process till we get 0. So using the Euclid's division algorithm, we're going to find the highest common factor HCF of 272 and 1032. So when this sort of sum comes, you have to proceed the sum till you get the answer 0. So first I have taken 1032. When we're going to divide it by 273 into 3, you got 816. Then we are getting the remainder 216. Then this 272, which is the divisor, will go as the dividend here. Again we're going to follow the steps till we get 0. So now here, which is the highest common factor? So HCF of 272 and 1032, the last one where we got 0, this is the highest common factor. So this is one of the model in the Euclid's division algorithm. The other name of this, so other name of Euclid's division algorithm is successive division method. The other name of it is successive division method. So now we'll go for the one more topic, which is the fundamental theorem, which is the fundamental theorem of algorithm arithmetic. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So what is this fundamental theorem of arithmetic is? It will come as a multiples of composite number. We will get, so if there is any composite number, for example, like we can take it as 69. This 69 we can express in a form of prime numbers. So 3, so 23. So 23 is also prime number. So 69 you can express as 3 into 23. So for example, we'll take one more example, 462. So again, when we're going to do 462, we can do it in two table. So then this is 6 and 6 sevens are 21, balance 2, so 77. So 7 into 11. So we're going to do, so we're going to factorize the number only with the prime numbers. So here 2 into 3 into 7 into 11. So here the expressing in terms of the prime numbers is the fundamental theory of arithmetic. Now we have an example. Show that the following is a composite number. So the question they have given is 5 into 11 into 13 plus 13. So here what we're going to do is, in this numbers, which is the common number, 13 is the common number, so we're going to take it out common. So 5 into 11 plus 1. So this would be 13 into 5 into 11 is 55, 55 plus 1 is 56. So 13 into 56 will give any number. Okay, so which we call it as composite number. Composite number is nothing but, so basically when we are talking about the numbers, normally the numbers is divided into prime and composite. So what is prime number? Basically, which does not have any factor except 1. So it means any prime number will go only in one table. So composite number which does have many factors. So this we call it as composite number. So what is prime number? It doesn't have any of the factor. Composite number, it has so many factors. So for example, like when we are doing the other example, 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5. So here 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5. So first we have to see any numbers is repeated here. So if you see in both 5 and 5 is repeated. So 5 I am taking out common. So 6 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that is nothing but 5 into 145. So here it clearly says that 5 into 145. So it means it has so many factors. So this number is composite number. So this number is composite number. Now we're going to find like by using the prime factorization method, we're going to find the HCF and the LCM by using the prime factorization method. So what is prime factorization? So we know what is HCF and what is LCM, right? So HCF and LCM we're going to find out. HCF and LCM we're going to find out by using prime factorization method. Prime factorization method. So what is this prime factorization method is? So we're going to split the numbers by using the prime numbers. So for example, like we have the two numbers. The first question, find HCF and LCM of 126 and 156 using prime factorization. So here we're going to follow the tree method. So the first number is 126. 126, the first prime number we are taking is 2. Because if any number is even, we're going to start with the prime number 2. So 2 into what the number it gives? 126. So 2 into 63 will get the 126. So we know that 2, it's a prime number. It doesn't have any factors. So we're just going to leave. And when coming for 63, again you can split it. So here 3 is odd number. So we can't take the 2. So the next prime number after 2 is 3. So we're going to take it 3 into what number you can do? 3 into 21 will give 63. So again coming here 3 is the prime number. So again we can't split. But 21 is a composite number. So we are splitting it. So we know that 2 table it will not go. The next number would be 3. So 3 sevens are 21. So here 3 is also a prime number and 7 is also a prime number. So 126 can be expressed as, we're going to express only in terms of the prime number. So 2 into 3 into 3 into 7. Now when coming for the other, the next number 156 again. Here also this is a even number. So we're going to split it as 2 into 78. So again 3 is a prime number. So again we're going to split it 2 and 2 into 39. So again this 2 is the prime number. So we're going to split this. So 3 into 13. 3 into 13. So 3 is also the prime number and 13 is also the prime number. So we're going to express 156 as 2 into 2 into 3 into 13. So now from these two factors, like 126 equal to 2 into 3 into 3 into 7 and 156 as 2 into 2 into 3 into 13, we're going to find the HCF. So HCF of 126, 156, which is a very common number. So the common number would be 2 and 3. So HCF would be 2 into 3, that is 6. Now LCM. LCM is, we know that first we're going to take out the common term, so 2 into 3. So whatever the left out number is 3, 7, and the down it is again 2 and 13. See here in this both, in 2 and 2 you're going to take only 1 2, in this 3 and 3 you're going to take only 1 3, and whatever the left out numbers we're going to take, so that would be the LCM. Now multiply 3 2s are 6, 6 3s are 18. So if you're going to multiply into 7 into 2 into 13, we'll get answer as 3276. So HCF equal to 6 and LCM equal to 3276. So let me explain once again this sum. So find the HCF and LCM of 126 and 156 using the prime factorization. So 126, so again since it is a prime factorization, we are going to use only the prime numbers to factorize. So 2 and 63, and 63 again we are going to, so 2 is not possible, so we are using the number 3, so 3 into 21, again we are going to split 21, so 3 into 7. So 126 equal to 2 into 3 into 3 into 7. So 156 again we're going to do the prime factorization, so 2 into 78. 78 again we're going to split it as 2 into 39, and 39 again we are splitting as 3 into 13. So again here if you see, we have taken the 126 equal to 2 into 3 into 3 into 7, and 156 equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 13. And for HCF, which is the highest common factors, so for this 2 and 2 we have taken 1 2, and this 3 and this 3 we have taken 3, so 2 3s are 6. Whereas for LCM, to whatever the first common terms, just take it out. So 2 and 3 are the common term we have written, and next we're going to write the numbers which are left. So 3 7 2 and 13, so everything we're going to multiply. So the HCF is 3276. So here we're going to do like the few concepts about this HCF and LCM. If you see the product of two numbers, product of two numbers equal to HCF into LCM. And whereas for the HCF, the questions, whatever, whether they are asking it as maximum, largest or greatest. So you're going to find the HCF, whereas for LCM, it is minimum, least. Okay, we're going to use the LCM method. So now let us do one more example in this. Two tanks contain 504 and 735 liters of milk respectively. Find the maximum capacity of a container which can measure the milk of either tank an exact number of units. Exact number of times. So 2 tanks containing 504 and 735 liters of milk respectively. Find the maximum. The word maximum shows we have to find the HCF. So first let me factorize 504. If I am going to factorize by prime factorization method, so 2 2s are 4, balance 1, 2 5s are balance 2, and again 2 table it can go. So 126, again 2 table, 63, again this will not go in 2 table, so we are going for 3 table, 21, again 3 sevens are. So for 503, 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7, and the next number would be 735, and since it is 5, first the 2 is not going to possible, then we'll check with 3. So what is the divisibility rule of 3? When you're going to add all the 3 numbers, if that number going to divide it by 3, we can go for 3. So 7 plus 3 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. So obviously this will go by 3 table. So 3 2s are 16, balance 1. So 3 4s are 12, again balance 1, so 5. So 245, 4 plus 2, 6, 11. It will not go in 3 table. So directly I am going for 5 table. So if I go for 5 table, 5 4s are 20, again 4 balance. So 4 9. 5 4s are 5 9s are 45. So this is 7 into 7. So when you're going to write 735, the prime factorization would be 3 5 7 into 7. So now we're going to find out the common terms. So if you see this 7 and 7 would be the common, and again this 3 and this 3 would be the common, and when I'm considering 5, we don't have any 5 for 1504 and we don't have any other 7, so the HCF of 504 and 735 is 3 into 7, so that equal to 21. So here the milk of either tank on exact number of times. So how many liters it can fill is, how much capacity is 21 liters. So the capacity of the required container would be 21 liters. Children, I'm going to make one more video regarding the case study of for the real number chapter. So we will see the case study of real number in the next video. Thank you, children. If you like the channel, please do subscribe, and if you feel like any other topics or in the same in the real number, if you want, like if you have any doubt, you can leave your doubts, or any other, like whatever the sums you feel like I have to do, you can leave it in the comment section. So I'll just see that, and we can do one more video for those sums. And my next video would be the case study. So in the next video, I'll do the case study of the real numbers.